On the weekly, we're on top of the last leg volume point of control. Basically, we're right in the center. So we're back in a balanced environment, but we just swept the low, so now there's potential for this to hold and keep going higher. On the daily, we still have this unswept area, not swept. So 3,000 longs. Frightener continuation gap. M15. Break and hold 30,100. Actually, I don't like this plan. D. Higher time frame sweep location, comma, low probability. All right. We have an immediate, so on the 4 hour here, we see that we swept and we have a seller, and we've failed to get above here so far. We have this last leg volume point of control as a potential retest area. It's a scary zone. Nash channel continuation. H4. Retest 29630. Channel edge. Period. Have to see. Higher time frame. M15 plus pro bar signature in location. Market's choppy. We're in a location where sellers could assert themselves. And fading the selling. Last leg volume point of control is 100 points above the channel edge. So if we get below there, it's less likely to drive back through the last leg. All right, we have a D grade and a C grade trade. M60. It's very choppy. I don't really have anything on the M60 except for this last leg, volume point of control, and the untested mean threshold. As a location that I have already marked on my M1 chart, I believe. It's a half size short. Above 70. And then on the M15, we have this Frightener continuation gap. That's a D grade trade. Frightener continuation gap. M15. Test into the midnight open. / value area high. D. M15 sweep already taken to the downside. Period. I'm not placing an order by any means right now, but this was the setup I was just describing. And then it would be like all out there. So it probably would have looked like this. So it would offer like a 3-to-1, it looks like. So let's just put this in observations for today. Swing swept right before news. One-off market behaviors. Photo. This is not really working for me. M60, M15, M1. In all reality, it would have looked like this. M15 gap in confluence with value area high and midnight open. VPOC target. And swing target. Market is in a higher time frame, trend upwards, but has a slowing auction and is showing sellers on the intermediate time frames. M60 Nash channel break to the downside out of sell NWAG with strong H4 signature and M60 signature. Period. Last leg volume point of control migration to the high, representing saturation on the M60 time frame with inability to get back above the VPOC. Period. M15 pro bar gap followed by a sweep of the swing low. Just prior to news event. Period. M15 gap in alignment with last known seller. Midnight open, comma, and value area high in a balanced overnight profile. Upon 8:30 news, nine minutes before 8:30 news, the market sweeps the M15 swing low. Period. Upon 8:30 news, the market, which has not yet broken its last known seller, tests the swing low again and rejects, then blasts higher to fill in all of the weak structure from the last leg. Period. The market tests into the midnight open and into the value area high. Period. In this time, it swept the first swing on the M1 chart, but preserved the second swing. Period. I don't think she did anybody.
She wouldn't go. You know, last night I was out with her for like 30 minutes. I went to the front. I went all over. She acted like she was gonna go and never went.
Ever before bed?
She only probably peed, but like. I'm gonna go potty. I'm gonna work out now.
I'm gonna go potty.
Would you get me new pedals?
Oh, let me look.
It bothers me every day.
I need the piece that attaches to this shoe. Honestly, there is a world where this could be actionable. Triple gap in alignment with intraday location with a news frightener test. I don't have any sort of news play currently. Period. The auction is very orderly for an extremely chaotic news test and rejection. Three R. The market rejects the high, keeping the structure intact, and retests the low. This orientation of reading the auction would have resulted in 3R move. All right, I have to annotate this from a point of view that's not subjective. Swing picked. 20 minutes. Ten minutes before news, then retested upon news and held.
Finally poop.
Wow.
Did you see the right? They don't click into here, right, Nick?
No.
Yeah.
I
really-
just asked Brock. Let's see what he said. Yes, that's what you need. A new pair of Look Delta compatible cleats.
What? Oh, different shoes? No. I have official Peloton boots. Those are the Peloton.
Lowermost swing was picked. Lowermost swing was picked. But uppermost swing was preserved. No.
Do you share this video?
Yeah, but you can't hear me anyway because this microphone only captures noise that's close to it. This is a potential action to take if it's vetted. Period. There's like some ASMR. Just eating a banana on video. I'm not doing it weirdly or anything. We have a vulnerable location. This is a high liquidity location. I would anticipate that potentially the market doesn't get up here until the cash open, and then on the cash open slams it. Let's create a plan for the open. So we already have our C and D grade trades, which are longs. Let me look at my plan. So we got an H4 Nash channel continuation, which is a pretty bad trade because this auction is balanced. On the M60 chart, we still have this untested mean threshold for the seller. We've fallen out of this channel higher and retested the last leg a few times, but we haven't been able to get above it, but we're also not selling. So this thing is just like not doing shit. We still have the sweep above this very important location that we've been watching for weeks. That hasn't been swept. Now it looks like, yeah, on the M60 we have another one of these locations. So they're kind of building up. And who knows? This leads me into the second trade that I marked as a C grade trade. This is the trade that constantly I'm on the wrong side of, where a location is swept and then I attempt to take a continuation, but the higher time frame location was swept.
Yeah.
So taking longs through this location,
No.
it's lower probability. You guys could talk. Yeah, it's completely fine. So we have to be aware of these. It's really not great. Like overnight high, which is where this sweep is. That's a major liquidity location. And in this environment, it's more likely to mean revert than it is to continue. But if we do get Frightener continuation gaps, then those are vetted trades that do pretty well. So it's a matter of reading the auction in the moment and seeing A plus behavior. It could appear there. We got to see the continuation. We look for really strong signatures. So we got Frightener continuations with a long bias coming into the open.
This is the one I didn't mark. I don't want. With my progressive, but not really. They're separate. I just don't.
All right. And then to the short side, I see
If I do this, I'm not gonna grab and I can make
some equal lows.
Yeah. Like the way that you have your can get your life together, like I'm not in that phase right now.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, I know. Thank you.
it's so now I'm looking at the M15 chart. I've never drawn a line like this. Yeah, and I'm not going to start today. So let's stick to the M60 using it at my style that I already use. This is our vulnerable location to the downside. These aren't modes of operation, like these aren't signatures or vetted trades. They're just areas where I anticipate liquidity. So right now we're operating on this M60. That's really the chart that's important today, I would say, the M60. All right, I feel pretty decent about this. Understanding of how the auction is moving at the moment. So let's get started on our workout. All right, I'm going to start with just 50 squats. Where did those little 5-pound weights go?
They go on Peloton.
Oh, really? Okay. Are you gonna use them right now?
Yeah. Why?
Because they have a shorter, they're tinier.
You should just use the back of that.
It's taller, or just as tall. I could
No,
use
you
back
shouldn't
of
be on
this.
your toes like that.
This works.
Or just use a weight, Nick.
I am.
No. You use a plate. That's what I always did as a trainer. I use a plate.
I actually like this.
It worked out. Remember how I said my CarMax is connected to Meryl's cosign?
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been that.
So this swing that I anticipated would not get picked until around 9:30 was just pushed through with a pro bar, we have like a 1-2 pattern taking place. So it's pushing. And I just want to watch to see how it reacts back down into here. And we're going to wait for M15 structure before seeing if there's some sort of action to be committed to. Really today, I'm looking for fresh behaviors on the M15 or higher.
This is event wedding video I love.
Whose is that?
Influencer.
Now we're back at this last leg right here. And above the overnight high, we have that vulnerable sweep location. Okay, it's 50 squats. We'll see if we could walk later. 100 pull-ups. Let's pop these socks off.
Look at that cute angel. You're an angel.
We also don't have a playbook for Newswick liquidity, but this is observable behavior that is important to understand. After the news event happened, we left these equal highs with a lot of orders that are willing to be filled just above there. So what happens when it comes back to the other side is really important. I heard someone recently on YouTube talk about this location as a really good liquidity location. So, having awareness of it, I don't want to create any sort of actual plan around this right now, but I do want to develop awareness surrounding what it means in the auction. I was walking past this woman today, and she said, "Your home gym is awesome.
Really?
Your gym in your garage." And I said, "I love it." She said, "Yeah, it's so awesome."
That's nice.
hmm It's funny how people walk by and probably see this, and I have no awareness of it, but it's fun to get like
Yeah.
someone just said that randomly.
The fridge is perfect here because I like my box.
It's a nice bench. I'm gonna clean it up like ASAP. I don't know what those
But
boxes
see how it was nice that I said you want a sitting bench in your room?
Yeah, but I meditate right here in the morning, and it's pretty hard on my back and my ass. Let's keep this form up. So we see that the last leg is up here, and we just missed the overnight high. So now watch games get played. This first one is like probably not gonna hold. If you ask me, probably not gonna hold. So then you could have a scalp long. Actually, I don't even want to narrate a trade as if it has any sort of significance to me, but I want to narrate this from the point of view of the auction. This price 10 is the line in the sand for this leg. And if we close underneath 05, then we could retest this broken structure. But I think the key is, at least for the way that I narrate the auction, is that I want to see a closure through 05. Let's gain some awareness of the order book because I'm trading without it on. Not trading, but I'm narrating the market without it. we have liquidity that has been in the book since before this area was tested. Now we're auctioning price lower, 29,900. If we close below 5 here in 10 seconds, I anticipate that liquidity will be filled and 2,900 will be tested. There's the closure. Now let's see what happens. Does it get back above 10, or does it test the century? Let's keep this form up. So again, we couldn't get it back above 10.
Leaf just walked by. Did you see him?
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's right there. Right there. You see him? How funny. He's gonna.
I have like no awareness in here.
That's so funny.
Today a woman walked by and she's like, "I love your garage gym."
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Who said it?
Some woman with a cat.
Oh my God.
And now Leaf is walking by.
Yeah, it's like so funny. Now we're like, go home, go eat food. It's like so funny. He's like, pardon me.
That's a brave deer.
Yeah.
Devin, Leaf is there,
Where?
walking by.
Where? Look over here. See? Going to get his breakfast. I thought he was dying. He's so now he's running because he's getting closer. So,
Really?
yeah. It's so cute. It's so funny that we know him. His name is Leaf. Are you going for a run?
That was not good form.
Last night? Because of the intro and stuff?
All right, so we rejected 10 and came right into
Be like, Gerald!
the century figure.
Like, sorry, my assistant is
Now we got to see what happens next. Do we get a close below the century figure? And start to reject it?
Well, say, when you fix a problem, we're not getting paid. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna say, it's like if you are fixing a problem, you're not getting paid.
All right, that's a lot better.
Really do it right first time.
Now on Bookmap, We have orders being filled aggressively
Like, and I can
at the
qualify
Century
it, but
figure.
if it's a careless mistake, then no. If it's something that's like you didn't know the material well, then it's different. Like,
So I took it from the website. He's fucking in charge of the website. It's like you had a now a double mistake. You had a wrong. I cleared that up prior. Like I learned that before.
I think when you, I also, I have like, I think we do bring on like Caroline, and we'll just figure out logistically. And I have it written in chat. I just need to finish it.
Is that a door opening and closing, or?
No, that one's a door somewhere. Hey guys.
If the overnight high holds into the open, then it's a very, very high probability target. And we also create a gap for testing here. But we have this overnight volume point of control. So we will have, if at the open we get a drive lower and somehow we don't take the overnight high, then tests into the overnight volume point of control, which has an 88 or something percent probability of being hit, then we go long. But if the market blasts higher at the open through the overnight high, then we have to anticipate the overnight volume point of control will be tested at some point into the session because of how balanced this profile is. So that leads me to a sweep of the overnight high into this shorting location at 70, which I have marked from yesterday afternoon. Let's keep this form up.
I jumped on the moon.
You don't like my sweaty back? I would like you if you're sweaty.
I know. You like all mine. Just feel good for you. If you let me go, I fly.
So I have a short up here. Okay, 29965. Rounded pullback gap. M15. Sweep into and above 29970. Followed by pro bar signature. Half size counter trend short as an opening play. We have equal lows down here. Vulnerable. $29815. Frightener continuation gap. M15. 29815. Vulnerable location. Vulnerable sweep location. Swept. Followed by reversal.
This person's wedding video. This is a big influencer like ours is.
Kind of busy at the moment, Deb. All right. This is a classic balanced day here. We're going to have to pay attention at this open because our plays are setting up into the open. And I have a structured long and a structured short. But I will be using I would say 2/3 size because they're into the open and because of the market conditions. So we're managing our risk because initially this could be violent. We still have 300 push-ups to do. 30 seconds to open. Sweep liquidity below. Retesting that news vulnerable location. Retesting into the gap that was just created on the M15. Sweeping singles too into the midnight open. Check out the M15. Gap structure filled in. This thing is just fucking whipsawing around. And the overnight high has not yet been taken. More singles. Overnight volume point of control not yet hit. Still pushing. There's the high probability test. This will be an important thing to observe here. How is this treated? Since we're right below it, we could just keep pushing. And we anticipate that if it does get below, we have the overnight mid, which has a 78% chance. That's in alignment with the mid-century figure. So it may have gotten its fill. Certainly looks like it. We have this gap, M15. So now, with a strong signature, we have a trade we could take with 1 micro. All right, that's gone. No problem. So now we've tested that overnight volume point of control and pushed. So it definitely makes this trade. It is a location, but I will be trading it with like $30 size. We also have the prior high here, and that's at 30,000. That's a target there. There's the 70 test.
Doesn't quite hit the lungs when we're in that upper body moment, so there's an active recovery. For that heart rate to come down, it allows the legs just to feel slightly better before we jump into our next block of interval work. In your first block of intervals today, you've got those 2 1-minute efforts and 1 of your 2-minute intervals. We've got 45 seconds remaining in this track. If you've got a little bit more comfy,
We have the prior high.
if you can find 1 or 2 on that resistance to see out this track, let's go. Okay. I want your 1-minute
Huge orders.
to set you up.
Whoa.
Like I said, everything is gearing towards that 4-minute interval at the end. So you might find that you can take your output slightly higher for these 1-minute intervals, but consider how it's going to feel if you
Damn.
come off that for 4 minutes. We're going to kind of like
All right.
troubleshoot our output as well.
Let's just chill for a few minutes now.
It's going to be on that climb beat. So let's
And let's watch.
the push, 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 push. It's nice and light right now.
I'm going to have this grapefruit.
I want to up the resistance. Minimum 45 in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now I want there to be a bite underneath those feet. We're holding this for a minute. 15 seconds in, and I know your legs are feeling fresh. I know you can handle a little bit more. Give me 3 more in that resistance now. Dream. Good. A little bit more for me. 2 to 3 on the resistance, add it on. 20 more seconds. Even now, you can feel your muscles having to work to turn those pedals. We've got 10 more seconds, a little bit more just to see it out. A little bit more, go on. Good. Time to lighten it up. Resistance, 20 to 35. Allow that cadence just to run. Nice. Flush it out. 1 minute on the recovery. Oh, these 1 minutes, they're flying by. I want everything, like I said, to build up your confidence towards that last interval today. In 30 seconds, we go in for effort number 2. Now, on this one, it's 1 minute again, but I want you to find a similar output that you did in your first one, but by turning up that cadence. I'm going to give you a range of 70 to 100 resistance. I'd love it 35 plus. We've got 5 seconds before we go. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 1 minute, let's go. Everything is about that combination of the
Holy shit.
Push down. You got 3, 2, 1, and we lighten up that resistance again. Let me
Fuck.
see,
I think I fucked my chart.
Nice. 2 down.
I better save this quick.
We've got our first 2-minute interval. Then we're gonna jump into our first arm block.
Okay. Come on. Come on, chart. Let's just restart.
15 seconds. We're gonna go on that climb beat, okay? 60 to 70. Resistance goes back over 45. It's time for 2 minutes. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Yo, this one is. We got this one on the platform pretty quick time. Someone said Georgia Smith has got new music. Get us on the platform now.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Fresh.
Da-da-da. Alright.
30 seconds in. I'm going to turn it up a little bit more. See if we're doing the resistance add on there. Core engaged. How will you know if that core is engaged? Let's do this side to side movement.
Blah, blah. Ooh. Let's see if this chart will load.
You have to work on off the bike. But the more you think about it on the bike, the more you knock yourself out. We're going to come up with something ready. In 3, 2, 1, go. 30 more seconds. Hips back. Spine long. Elbows in. And again, that is all to help that control from that middle. Final 10. We're going to jump into our first upper body section in 3, in 2, in 1. Grab your weights. Bicep curl. Great stuff.
Come on. This chart is just not doing good.
A moment of relief from the efforts, and it means we can go into the second block of work. Feeling a little bit recovered, a little bit more recovered. I'm going to advise you to stop those legs. They're still working. They're still working. If you're joining us and you don't have those weights with you, hang on, what can I do? What can I do right now? I want a nice, easy pedal, please. Nice, easy recovery pedal for 4 minutes. Tricep kickbacks in 3, 2, 1, let's go. These are the good times. We're working on those 2 muscles. These work together. You've got the tricep and the bicep. Good. We got a minute here. And then we're going back to that bicep curl. These are the good times. Hey, keep it up. So on the flip side of this block of upper body, this arm block, we've got our second 2-minute interval. We're going to do it with the cadence, not the climb. And then we've got our one and only 3-minute interval. Now we're on the ones. We drop down to the ones. 1 3-minute interval. We take a break for the arms. And then we go into our final 4-minute interval. Lovely. Back to the bicep curl. In 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Okay, we're back up to full size now.
Some songs never get old, do they? Some songs like remix it a billion times.
in heavyweights. Let's go back to that tricep kickback.
Sweep at 100.
Out of habit. Of saying, especially women, especially females, that if we lift heavyweights, we're gonna get bulky. If we do, so fucking what? But still, it's not. But some people see me, I wanna be stacked. Right? I wanna be stacked. Okay. But we're really understanding of the importance of lifting heavier weights and how it can support our whole bodies, especially as we get older. And one way to help ourselves when we're older is to help ourselves when we're younger. Let's create good habits that we can keep to life. Bicep curl in 3, 2, 1, let's go. See, the thing about me, no one asked, but I'm going to tell you anyway. When I was like 16, 15, 16, I was already in the gym. I was already lifting.
News creates vulnerable structures on both sides of the market.
Maybe like 18. So the whole like, I don't want to be, I want to be, I don't want any muscle. That was never in my vocabulary. It was never how I was set up.
Retest overnight volume point of control at the open.
The way it was other things
Retest overnight volume point of control at the open.
come from a track and field background. I used to do jump, just in case you don't know. Keep that resistance light for me right now, cadence high. I learned to love my body, the little muscle.
Break overnight high for higher time frame sweep locations.
Got that 2 minute interval coming up. Minimum resistance 35. Back cadence goes 70. 100. We start this off in 3, 2, 1. You're nice and recovered. Let's go. 3 minutes. We are in.
Set up for higher time frame swing sweeps.
This interval and our one and only 3 minute interval. Let's go. Seconds in, 90 to go. Yo, shout out to the cover for this track. Nokia 3310. The Nokia 3310.
All right, so now we have the thing that I marked. The plan that I marked.
The breath should have deepened by now.
Which was basically a D grade trade.
A bit more intensity, especially as we carve the back of an arm block. So don't hold back. If you can't feel it yet, up your resistance against the cadence. Come on. I want there to be
Higher time frame trend higher intraday. Trend lower.
10 right now. Good. Final 30. I want you to feel that this isn't easy.
Intermediate trend lower and intraday balance.
Quite the opposite. Legit hard.
8:30 PPI news creates vulnerable swings on both sides of the market. We see vulnerable swings across multiple time frames to the upside.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold on, let's go. 1 minute. 1 minute recovery. And we have our one and only 3 minute interval. Like I
8:30 a.m. PPI news creates vulnerable swings on both sides of the market. Period.
I do want these to feel tough. They shouldn't be feeling easy.
We see vulnerable swing locations across all time frames to the upside. Period. The market opens up inside of the balanced overnight profile and first tests lower into the overnight volume point of control, comma, rejects it, and then slams higher, sweeping the whole auction to the upside across every time frame. 8:30 news leaves double tops and double bottoms. Period. The market pushes above 30 minutes later with a pro bar, rounds off above, then slams lower into the high probability overnight volume point of control at the open, comma, leaving the overnight high open. Period. I had a long planned out, which was a Frightener continuation gap, but my long was all the way at the other sweep location. Period. The market swept into the M15 Frightener continuation gap through the midnight open, but did not test all the way into the location where I had the long planned. Period. The news catalyst set up this highest time frame behavior to the moon. Now we will be trading the M15. $30, 300 push-ups. We may just have we may just have trades continuing higher because now. Wait, let's see. Now it's time. It's time to observe the weekly. We could, if we just hold 30,100, we could just continue higher. There's no shorts, which is obvious for me at this point. Lagging. All right. Bullish. Yes. Now let's see. We're gonna watch the M15. I'll be here. We're gonna be watching IBs today and intraday levels. Let's aim at perfect form on these push-ups the same way we're gonna aim at perfect execution of our vetted trading system. Take a quick look at the book.
Why?
It's just taken me so long to do this recording, and I'm so
Just
pissed.
with the edits of it.
It's like I hate doing it. It's like I hate it, and I'm
Why can't?
so.
And is Gerald not capable of it?
No, no, it's not. I just have to voice it out because I just feel like I'm getting like all flustered.
Yeah.
I'm so resentful that I have to spend my Thursday morning doing stuff like this. I just have to like get it out. I
What are
literally
you
take
doing
like
right
20
now?
takes of this intro.
Oh, because you're
I'm
redoing it.
doing it, and I hate it because I just like to be in the moment, and I'm not in the moment, and I'm aggravated, and I just need to get this energy.
Can you just have the learning objectives show up beforehand?
No, it's actually it'll be good once it's done. It'll be good because I have it like over my
Did you
shoulder.
put on the same outfit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do some push-ups?
Oh, is that the same outfit? That is.
Yeah. So no.
Come on.
Because then I'll be all
Yeah, you
flustered
did.
in
You're
my face.
videoing.
I'm like Gerald. I feel like it's like Kevin,
Yeah.
like that. Like
You could also just take Riley for a walk quick.
She's like, yeah, good idea.
And just around the block. Or all like, or just yourself. Like,
There's nothing to do. I just need to get out of the state.
Puppy.
It's so funny.
Look at her.
When I first got this license plate, because the old license plate was Heck 86, and that was the day we met. And then I was like, look, love birthday, 399.
Love your what?
His birthday is 39. I'm like, look, because we got back together. I'm like, love. I'm like, what else could that be? And now I see it. It's leaf. That's so
That's
funny.
funny.
Like,
Yeah.
what else could it be?
Yeah. Look at her.
Are you kidding me? Are you trying to get the cuteness
I
award?
know, it's
You win.
insane.
You win.
You're too much for real.
All right. Thanks, mother.
Well,
A moment. A dream will last enough. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I forgot to tell you this yesterday, and I got sidetracked. If you're going to get the clamshell trim from that place, which they seem to be at better prices than Home Depot, clamshell is a special order. You have to do that like immediately, like this morning, and it takes a week to come in.
Which type of trim is clamshell?
The one that's like smooth and round.
Okay. You sure about that?
Home Depot has it, but they don't unless it's a special order.
Oh, I'm not. We shouldn't wait a week. We should just get this thing done.
Sure. I don't know. I think Home Depot's pricing on trim is pretty expensive.
Okay. I mean, we really don't need a lot. It's like a few
It's
planks.
like only two planks. Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
they're
it's.
gonna put like a lot less than what they're having for.
Okay, that's good to know. I'll try like for the cheaper prices at stores, and then if they don't have it, then I'll go to Home Depot.
Alright, bro.
Yeah.
This.
I'm going to East Northport today. I'm gonna go there and just be there while everything's going on. Move the shit out of the pot. I'll call you while I'm doing that, or I don't know. Yeah, I'll call you. And then, well, I'm still gonna take a bunch of shit out. It's all gonna come out of that, right? You want to be on FaceTime when I do it, or?
What do you? I mean, I'm happy to be on FaceTime. What do you need me for specifically?
I didn't think I did, but you wanted me to call you.
No, that wasn't what it was for. It was for something else.
Okay, then never mind. Yeah, and then
What was
I'm.
it on the front then?
No, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. You said call me when.
Oh, when you're going to look at the floors, because before they stain the floors, you gotta make sure that the floor is like. If they have a piece of debris on the sander, they do this at my house. That's why I know. It'll drag it around in circles, and you'll have these swirly marks on the floor. That's what you're trying to
All right. Well, I'm gonna be there in a little bit. So.
Okay, sounds good. Talk to you then.
All right. Bye.
You did that at his scratch floor?
Yeah. I didn't do it.
Oh, that's what he said.
No, he said whoever stained his floors did that.
I thought he said you did that.
No.
Your call has been forwarded.
Hi, Sammy. I'll be there in a little bit. We're gonna go with the natural finish. All floors will be finished with the natural stain. Finish. If, when preparing to stain, please make sure all debris is off of the floor to prevent swirling around. Swirling around. Swirling. Particles and messing up the finish. Also, please make sure the closets, I don't even have to say that.
Are you? I've got one-on-one with Joe tomorrow, so I'm setting up. We're gonna hire Caroline, I think.
To
If
replace
she'll
it.
accept, no, to make you more of an assistant. If she accepts, a low pay, less commission. Nori, no. Riley.
That's enough.
Is this our height difference?
Oops. Push-ups.
Top staying with you.
All right. I'm gonna leave. I have work to do. Been here for a while. No trades have presented themselves for me. 9:45. Just nothing worth noting. And there's a great probability I don't really get a trade today, right now. So I think it's better to just come back. Maybe I'll come back for the afternoon. So I'll use that as my justification for going now. I also want to set up my streaming station so that I could lift this desk up. Hi, Sammy.
Hey, Nick, how are you? I'm sorry.
That's right. I just called you because I wanted to ask if you guys started standing yet.
Yes, it started.
Okay.
Yeah,
He,
they work on.
you have to make sure the floors are immaculate, like clean, like no particles on the floors before the stand.
Oh, yeah. Because he knows everything.
Okay.
They know. Otherwise, they clean up, they clean, and then you're gonna be there. I'm at the snow center right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. They know that.
Okay. I'm gonna be there in a few minutes. I just want to make sure that he knows that.
Yeah, he knows.
All right.
I'm gonna tell him just in case. What do you want me to tell them? Maybe just check the doors or check the corners or what you need.
Just no debris on the floor, no particles. Like no wood particles, like little microscopic particles will create like a swirl effect. It'll swirl the skin. Okay. Okay, and then Henry, he'll be there at 11:12, right? Okay. Yeah, could you tell him regarding today? Could you tell him that I'm going there to meet him because we have to unload the pod. So,
Yes.
they said 11 to 12, so I'm gonna be there at 11 to 12 to get this work done. So I don't want to be standing there. Or could you verify with him and then just send me a text? Thank you. Okay.
And also, any chance get the checks or not?
Yeah, I was gonna write it for you today.
Oh, thank you, Nick.
When I see, are you gonna be at Amy's Northport or?
Yeah, I'm gonna come. It's not for is it 12 o'clock?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep, I'll have a check.
She forget. That's why I'm gonna come there. I come left over there 1:30 something.
Okay, I'll have a check waiting for you. I might have to leave like right around then, 1:30. So
Okay, I'll be there. I'll be there till 12:30.
okay,
So,
all right, sounds good.
all right, Nick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. Interesting day. Huge push higher. to show continuation of this trend. I marked 2 really good behaviors. No trades. No trades on a day like today. No trades today, comma, but definitely plans in case trades appeared, period. There was no tint over my eyes about the reality of the auction today, period. I sat here and I did not see my edge. So I did not trade. Period. This is probably about a 2-hour session. This is a 2-hour session with 2 different periods of planning before the trading, where I did not force a trade. Period. I had a thought about trading today where I recognized that following the instinct of a trade just seeming like it's appearing and being legitimate and having that feeling of sense and ease is the type of feeling and instinct that will carry me towards patience and discipline. Period. When there is a potential trade, it should just feel easy. Period. I want to further explore this framework. Period. I wonder I want to explore potential news plays. Period. They would be the same plays as my existing playbooks, but oriented towards news. Period. Awareness of news, comma, and adjusting my schedule according to it. Good alignment. Watching the market unfold over multiple time frames. Sitting here for 2 hours and not taking a trade, even if there was a trade and I didn't take it, is still A plus execution. Execution. Period. I used to have one of these in a blue moon, and it would make me feel great. Period. I have 2 of them this week. And I believe another 1 or 2 last week. Period. Just the prospect of sitting here and not executing is A plus for right now. My edge did not seem to clearly present itself. Clearly present itself.